Y'all called us and we have answered because we're starting the show with the best topic that one can discuss. Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott. Now, there's a little bit of, I would call it breaking news, because there's a little bit of breaking discussion. Stephen Jones, he talked about Dak Prescott's contract before the season started, and he said, look, we're waiting to hear back from Dak Prescott's camp. The ball is in Dak Prescott's court. It got me thinking, Shady, Joy, James, like, whose side are we on in the midst of all of this? This is the biggest storyline in all of football right now. Sports shows are made for the conversation we're about to have. So if you're watching, you are in for a treat. Shady, I got to thinking, I said, you know what? I might be on Jerry Jones' side in this debate with Dak Prescott. Reason being is clearly they've given Dak an offer. But they've given Dak a refusable offer because he hasn't signed it yet. Now, why in the world would you give Dak a refusable offer? Likely because Dak wants to reset the market. I understand that, coming off an all-pro season. But are Dak's next 4 years going to be as promising as his last 4 years? That's the question I would ask myself if I'm Jerry Jones. Because when I think about Jordan Love, who just reset the market, $55.1 or so million annually, Dak and Jordan Love saw each other in the most important game of Dak Prescott's career, because it was a playoff game for Dak Prescott in his career. And Jordan Love, in his first playoff appearance ever in Dak Prescott's house, where Dak Prescott had won roughly 14 or 15 consecutive games against a coach who previously coached Jordan Love's team, Jordan Love beat and embarrassed Dak Prescott on that field. So if you're Jerry Jones and you are looking at Dak Prescott wanting to make more money than Jordan Love, you can also say to yourself, why would I pay you more money than a player who most recently outperformed you in your own house? I'll pay you money, Dak Prescott. The Cowboys have a deal out for Dak Prescott. I see no sin in not wanting to reset the market with Dak, because you just saw that Jordan Love probably has a brighter future than Dak Prescott has. Shady, I don't know. I might be crazy. I will defer to you. But whose side are you on, Dak's or the Cowboys?
That's crazy, ain't he? He sound crazy, don't he?
He sound a little, he sound a little wild.
It's not my turn. Go ahead, Shady. LeSean, TV personality.
That's right.
McCoy.
He moved up now. I'm going with Dak Prescott. Don't be surprised. I'm doing my job. I mean, so we live in a world where a player could sit for 3 years, get a chance to starts, does pretty good, right? Wins a playoff game, and we make him the highest paid quarterback in football. We live in a world where you can be above average, don't show no flashes of being special, being a difference maker, and they can make you the highest paid quarterback. Trevor Lawrence. So you can't tell me Dak Prescott can't set the market. If Jordan Love could, Tua kind of in that category, and Trevor Lawrence, listen, if this was Patrick Mahomes or even Josh Allen, right, it would be a different story. But we're talking about Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love. I think he's that good where he can pass some dudes. When you watch Dak play, Dak plays at a higher level than both of them quarterbacks. Now, I'm not going to go over the one playoff win that Jordan Love got. I'm happy for that. But, I mean, Dak has won a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's won a playoff game in a season. So I'm not going on that. I'm going off right now in the market, because that's what we're doing right now. The NFL right now is about the quarterbacks and the market. So, because you're going to be the best no more to surpass somebody. You just got to be in the market and be good. Dak Prescott has played at an MVP season last year, played really well, all pro, hard to do. And I think he's better than Jordan Love, and I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence right now today. And if you ask me, should he get a higher contract? Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. You spot on, Shady. You spot on. I don't know what's going on with my dog Acho over there. You always supposed to ride for the players. No matter what. We don't care what the owner do. We don't care if they gave you 15 contracts. You always supposed to ride with the players. But right now, the ball's in Dak's corner. You better believe it. You can't franchise tag him because that's in his contract. You can't trade him because that's in his contract. So you better believe it's in Dak's corner. This is somebody talking that has no control over what Dak Prescott does. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. You don't want to pay me $60+ million? Well, you know what? I'm not signing that contract that y'all offered me. I'm going to enter into free agency, and I'm going to get well over $60 million in free agency. Dak Prescott has all the leverage in this situation. This is GMs and ownerships talking and saying the comments they are saying because they have no control of what Dak Prescott does. So until that number comes up to $60 million a year, I'm not signing the contract if I'm Dak Prescott, because these dudes like Shady has talked about, the Tuas, the Trevor Lawrence, the Jordan Loves, has not accomplished what I have accomplished on this football field. Whether you beat me head to head or not, what I've shown you I can do on this football field consistently, they have not. Dak Prescott is in a really good situation to go get his $65+ million in free agency if the Dallas Cowboys do not offer him that $60 million number, point blank, period. I'm riding with Dak.
Well, I mean, there's like a $5 million difference there, so I don't know if he's going to jump to 60 with the Cowboys.
In free agency, he will.
In
That's
free
what I'm saying.
agency, yes. Yeah, but then the 65 also, but I guess it's people be bidding for him. The Jordan Love thing I do not agree with. Jordan Love played one season of NFL football, not even a great regular season, 9-8. Did win a playoff game. I don't know that that is a reflection of him having a brighter future than Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has a much larger resume. He was an All-Pro last year. He was an MVP finalist. Yes, did he lose that game? He did. But by all measurements, he had a better season than Jordan Love, a much better season than Jordan Love. They had more wins. He had better statistics. And I think he is the better quarterback right now. That being said, he should make more money than Jordan Love. And he will on the market. So if I'm Dak Prescott, this is not even really it's not even a tough conversation for me. Either you pay me more than you're paying Jordan Love, or we're going to wait until free agency. Those are the options, and where I will make more than Jordan Love because I've earned the right to do that. Now, we can get into the postseason, but the postseason to me is only a conversation with the Cowboys. Another team is going to pay Dak Prescott. That is not even a question, and it shouldn't be a question in anyone's mind. We're paying 36-year-old Kirk Cousins coming off of an Achilles injury for one playoff win and going into his 12th or 13th year in the league. So there's no comparison. He'll be the most sought-after free agent. Teams will be bidding for him. He will make a ton of money, as he should. The postseason conversation is only for the Cowboys, which is why I'm on Dak's side because of all those reasons. But when it comes to this particular unique situation, I think there's blame on both sides because only because of last year. There's been a lot of things that the Cowboys have done throughout Dak's career that you could argue, okay, maybe Jason Garrett wasn't the best coach to get the Cowboys over the hump. Maybe forcing Kellen Moore to call plays wasn't the best thing for Dak Prescott. But last year you had a championship-level coach, a championship-winning coach. You had a championship-level defensive coordinator. You had 8 other All-Pros beside you. You were elevated to the best version of yourself under Mike McCarthy. You were great at home. You had dominant performances, everything that you could possibly need. Really couldn't ask for more. No team is perfect, so really couldn't ask for more. And the results were the same. So when we get to the postseason, which I think is a fair critique, it only really applies to the Cowboys. Another team is not going to care about that.
Speaking of the Cowboys then, because here's what's fascinating. I don't disagree with really much of what y'all are saying, but if you are paying a player, at least the Cowboys right now, you're not paying the player for what he's done. You're paying the player for what he's going to do. Now, if you are the player, you want to get paid for what you've done, not what you're going to do. So I think that's the disconnect. Because the Cowboys are saying...
I think only for Dak Prescott.
Wait. Yeah, but you don't think it's a little bit of both, though? Maybe it's a little bit more for in the future, but we got to give you some money from what you did to get you at this point.
I think given the Cowboys have already gave Dak 160,
okay.
I think they're like, we've already paid you 160. So we've already committed to you for what you've done. But where I disagree slightly with you, Joy, James, I don't know where you stand on this. I think Jordan Love's future is brighter than Dak Prescott.
But you only think that.
Correct. But that's right now, I believe all owners and general managers are really making decisions based off thoughts. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, he's pretty much a sure thing. Joe Burrow, I hope he stays healthy. He's kind of a sure thing. But like Jalen Hurts, I don't know exactly who he is. Brock Purdy, I don't know exactly. And I love the other quarterbacks.
That's not true. Brock Purdy has gone to a Super Bowl and NFC Championship game. Jalen Hurts has gone to a Super Bowl. Jordan Love has played one good season of football and in a playoff game.
Correct. But I'm saying I don't know who most of these quarterbacks are. I don't know who Jordan Love is.
There's not enough years yet. Is that what you're saying?
Not enough years and not enough different circumstances. Like, I love Brock Purdy, but he's always played on a really good team with really good players. Not enough circumstances. Jalen Hurts has always played on an incredibly talented offense, and his offense wasn't incredibly talented. He didn't perform very well. Even when his offense was talented, at times he struggled. Jordan Love I haven't seen enough of, but I've seen enough to say, you know what? I trust Jordan Love's ceiling more than I trust Dak's ceiling because at minimum right here, right now, both of their ceilings are one playoff win. The difference is Jordan Love has hit Dak Prescott's ceiling in his first year as a starter, and Dak Prescott has hit the same ceiling in 8 years as a starter. So we know right now Jordan Love can go, he can win a playoff game, and Dak can win a playoff game.
But Dak won multiple playoff games, didn't he?
Not in the same year. He's 2-5 in the playoffs. Jordan Love is now 1-1. Yeah. So that's why I trust Jordan Love, because I'm like, Jordan did in in 1 year as a starter.
No, you just have
what
more
Dak
faith.
is.
You can't trust.
Yeah.
Like there's more. If you were going to say that you trust, you would have to say that you trust Dak Prescott more. You would have to say you trust Jalen Hurts more.
Yeah.
You would have to say you trust Brock Purdy more. You would have to say you trust Joe Burrow more. They've done more year after year.
Yeah.
Like, not arguing against Jordan Love, but like he played one season. Like he's played one season. He's getting credit for the years he didn't play.
Y'all have all watched a lot of football here, and some played a lot of football. James, who do you believe will have a brighter next 4 years? Dak Prescott or Jordan Love?
He's biased.
No wrong answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know yesterday on this show you said Jordan Love will take the Packers to a Super Bowl in the next 4 years.
I think Jordan Love will eventually be a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I think he's that type.
Because he has the tools and the talent.
Yes, he has the tools and the talent for that. But
So in the next 4 years, do you think Jordan Love will be better than Dak Prescott?
I do.
In the next 4 years?
I think he has that type talent. I think he'll be better than Dak Prescott. But that's no knock on Dak Prescott.
Of course not.
Dak Prescott is an extremely consistent quarterback. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
how old is that?
30.
About to be 31.
31.
Okay.
But for me, you get your money off of what you have done. Some people are blessed to get their money off of upside, but when you go up there and you're negotiating a contract, this is what I've done. Yeah. Pay me for my services.
But not even what I've done.
You know,
what I just did.
That's what I'm saying.
Coming off of an all-pro season and the MVP
no doubt.
finalist.
So pay me for my services. Yeah. That's the situation Dak Prescott is. And we can't sit here and just say Dak's going to get worse because he ain't showed us that. Dak Prescott has showed us.
Let me ask you this, though. So, like, okay, because I hear what y'all both saying. So we argue about contracts. Your argument for Jordan Love would be, okay, look, I need to get paid this certain amount of money because I have a bright future, right? And on y'all arguments, like, all right, listen, I need to get paid this money because not only was I all-pro this year, I won 12 games in the last 3 years, and I was an MVP finalist. That's why I should get paid my money now. Yeah. Is that how we cutting it down?
That's what I think it is.
Only thing is, I think with yours, Acho, was like, yours is based on potential.
Yes, sir.
Right? He's young, and I guess but Dak is things like, well, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a while now, right? And my most recent, his year compared to my year is not close. I just think for Dak with the Cowboys, it's like, yo, we have seen you, and you have played at a high level, but you haven't crossed that line to where we want to be champions. You get what I'm saying?
1,000%. Here's my question, though, because I don't want to
it's a tough one,
get
though, right?
lost. Here's why I like this conversation, because I fully hear what Dak is saying.
Yeah.
I just say I agree with Steven more because if Dak wants to say it's not close, okay, Dak, your best year was last year, right? And last year was Jordan Love's first year as a starter. Matt, help me with the playoffs. I'm only going to give the regular season. Jordan Love, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Dak, your best year, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So if the gap between your best year and your 8 years and my first year as a starter is 36 and 9 to 32 and 11, I trust the cat whose first year was 32 and 11. 36 and 9 is incredible. But if you took 8 years and you went 36 and 9.
You have faith in
but what about the guys that say,
I apologize for the word.
But hold on, see.
Count the playoffs.
He's right because, yo, like, my start and my beginning is better than your start, your beginning. Like I look at
way better.
Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady.
Because when Dak first started,
hold on. So I get that because like either Tom Brady and the Patrick Mahomes, like, yo, his start off is crazy. But my thing is, we've had a lot of one-hit wonders though, right? So for me to give you all that love and all that money in 1 year, that's a lot of pressure for the team because you bought out 1 year. It's like, oh, we gave him the top of the market money.
But keep in mind, not but, and keep in mind, they did not have a good regular season.
9 and 8?
Yeah. That might not every year even get you into the playoffs.
They didn't
9 and 8.
Yeah.
They started the season 3 and 6.
But here's my thought is
but I will say this, I didn't expect him to be that good. So I will give pushback because because you can build on that. Your first year you go 9-8 and go to playoffs, you win a game. I'm like, dang, we got something there.
We're not talking about if the Cowboys should get Jordan Love.
Right.
What we're talking about is does Dak Prescott deserve more money than Jordan Love?
Absolutely.
And by every measurable, the answer is yes.
But the difference I would say is not by the measurable of forecasting, which is why you don't pay.
No, this is
he's won 12 games 3 years in a row.
But this is the difference
Those
with what
2 years
Acho's saying.
that he was winning 12 games, Jordan Love wasn't playing.
Correct.
So he's getting credit for things he literally did not do.
I guess, go ahead, James.
I believe what you're saying is Dak Prescott should get more money than Jordan Love, just not with the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys have seen 8 years of Dak Prescott. The Packers is like, oh, shoot. We've seen 1 year of this dude, and this dude is like that. We done seen the throws. Yeah. He almost beat the San Francisco 49ers. Like, they're excited about it. You can't really get excited about Dak Prescott right now as a Dallas Cowboy, even though he's earned that money and he's going to get it wherever he goes. But if you're a Cowboys fan or a GM or an owner,
because,
you can't really get excited because of the failures in the playoffs. If I'm the GM,
I'm like, yo, this is why I always say that. Now, real quick, Dak should get more money than Jordan is because what he's done, right? But I do feel like if I'm a GM and an owner, I'm like, yo, I done seen your ceiling.
And I think that's
and what your ceiling is not championship. Or on the other side, with Green Bay's like, yo, I don't even know your ceiling, but you went to the playoffs.
Not only did I see your ceiling, I saw your ceiling in my house. And the dude who is making the most money, he beat you. And not just beat you, he beat you down. When you count the playoffs, because obviously the playoffs are the most important thing, that's the biggest knock on Dak's career, 39 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Jordan Love, 37 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Yeah. The gap, like again, Dak has played 8 years. Yeah. And in his 8 years, his best season was 39 and 11.
Is Dak old now or something?
No. But I've seen enough from Dak to know that his 8 years gave you 39 and 11.
In Dallas, yes. But if I'm Dak, I don't care if it's Dallas or not. I've done this, and just last year here in this building, I did this, which was better than Jordan Love.
But are you saying get paid in Dallas? You talking about?
The question at hand is whose side are you on with Stephen Jones? I'm only talking about the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If y'all talking about other teams, I hear you.
Not the Cowboys.
From Dak's perspective, it doesn't matter what the Cowboys want. Like, I'm not taking less money than Jordan Love.
Sure, but here's my question, though. I'm not disagreeing, actually. I think we're actually all on the same side. But I'm only speaking from Stephen Jones.
Okay, so really quick. So you're saying if you're Stephen Jones, you're not paying Dak more than Love.
Exactly, and I'm not doing it.
So then we both looking at each other like it's stupid because it's not even a conversation. Correct. You telling me I done outplayed this dude. I don't care if he played 1 year, 12 years. I done outplayed this dude and been super consistent for 8 years. And this dude 1 year, and you're telling me to take less than him? I see you in free agency. No question.
And the Cowboys, I think y'all are right. If y'all are Dak Prescott and that's y'all's sentiment, I think that's right. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying to myself, wait a second. This dude, Jordan Love,
so we all agree. We're just yelling really loud.
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
No, hold on. Because he's on Stephen Jones' side, and we're on Dak's side.
I'm not on Stephen Jones' side, but I do understand where the Cowboys would say, we've seen the ceiling, and even in your best year, this was what happened.
Correct.
And we're going to be signing up for what we believe will be 4 more years of this ceiling. Now, they could be wrong. They could go into the tank next year. But they're probably willing to risk that change by not offering him, and we don't know this yet, obviously, that we may all be wrong. We don't know the details of what they've offered him, but they might not be offering him more than Jordan Love. And then it's a mute conversation.
Now that I think we're on the same page, let me ask this, because I've been a little bit confused. If y'all are the Cowboys, if y'all are Stephen Jones, James, starting with you, would you offer Dak more than Jordan Love? Not if you're on the market, but if you are Stephen Jones and you just saw what Jordan Love did with the coach who shouldn't be as good as your coach because you hired your coach from the Packers, would you, if you're Stephen, not anybody else, would you offer Dak more than Jordan Love after watching Jordan Love come in and end your season?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Why?
Strictly because, like I said, Dak Prescott's an extremely consistent quarterback and a really good quarterback. I played the receiver position.
Yes, sir.
I know how important it is to have a really good quarterback. Whether you're winning in the playoffs or not, you're in the playoffs. And it's hard to get to the playoffs and win your division, things that Dak Prescott has accomplished. So with me, if you're paying Dak Prescott right now, you're going to have a chance to have a really good football team and be in the playoffs for the next 4 years.
Question for you, and really question for everybody. We always say great quarterbacks aren't that hard to find.
Who says that?
Great quarterbacks are that hard to find. Great quarterbacks are that hard to find. Great quarterbacks are that hard to find. My thought process, though, is like Jordan Love wasn't that hard to find. And he just beat you, Dak Prescott, in his first year as a starter. So if you're the Cowboys, the reason I say he wasn't that hard to find is he went at the end of the first round, James, you know better than me, and I think the Packers traded up to get him because, like, nobody was knocking down the door to draft a Utah State Jordan Love quarterback. Many said he was overdrafted in large part because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but he also sat for 2 years, and Dallas doesn't have that luxury.
Well, my thought process is, like, it's not like Jordan Love was a #1 overall pick. It's not like he was a #2 overall pick. He was an end-of-first-round quarterback who the Packers developed. They had a great head coach who developed, and he embarrassed
But, Acho, it is the other way, too, though. You could get a Zach Wilson. You could get a Trevor Lawrence. You could get a Justin Fields. You could get a Trey Lance. You could get all them dudes, too.
Question,
and you letting this dude go.
Isn't that dependent? It's not like you just got a Zach or you just got a Trey. Like, people should take blame for that. My thought process
But
being,
they thought he balled in college, they thought he would be good.
But if you're Jerry Jones, the Cowboys do not miss that often draft-wise. They hit a lot more than they miss. So I'm not just thinking, oh, I could fail at this because I'm good at this.
Yeah, they could be good at it.
They've proven to be good at it.
Yeah, not sure. They could also fail. This is not a foolproof system, right? No matter what team. The Dallas Cowboys also have some draft busts. We just don't talk about them because they've had some incredible picks in the draft. But there's busts in the draft. There's bad picks all the time. Every single team. They don't make anything of themselves, so we don't bother to talk about them. This is not a foolproof system. Also, Jordan Love and the Packers are an outlier. We should not compare the situation to really any other team in the league. They had 2 years to sit him behind Aaron Rodgers so he could chill and develop. They didn't have to start him right away. We don't know what Jordan Love would have looked like if he was out there right away.
So that's a great question. That's a great point.
The Cowboys do not have the luxury to draft somebody and let them sit.
But I agree with that point wholeheartedly because I do think Jordan Love, in my mind, is Jordan Love because of how the Packers handled that situation. And because of LaFleur.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget, LaFleur is an offensive wizard. Like,
but what I'm saying...
Aaron Rodgers got 2 MVPs under that cat at the age of, 37 and 38, after getting 2 MVPs a decade earlier. So I think LaFleur...
Did he get his other MVPs under McCarthy?
He had a couple of them. McCarthy.
So my thought process is, I blame a little bit of Zach. I blame a little bit of bad quarterback play on the organization. I blame a little bit of good quarterback play on the organization. So if you draft a guy, Cowboys, and develop a guy and give the guy a good head coach, Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, because Trey Lance was a swing and a miss, then it's not like it was just luck that Jordan Love.
But that should have been this year.
But you can't talk about it like they don't have 2 years. Jordan Love sat for 2 years. They don't have 2 years.
But I think you can and you can find the situation where if you need a bridge guy, you bridge guy. If you need to sign yourself a Derek Carr to get you through a year so you can sit another guy, you don't have to start. You know me, I don't condone starting quarterbacks right away.
It sounds like you're just completely off Dak. Like you want the Cowboys to get rid of Dak because that sounds like where you're going. Like you don't believe in them like that, they should part ways.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll offer Dak a deal if I'm the Cowboys, but I won't.
So be respectful.
Yes, sir. Okay. But I won't offer him a market resetting deal. Like Dak, if you want to stay for $53 million, take 53. I'm not giving you 60. But if you want to stay for 53, I'll give you 53. And Dak, if you want to go get 60 elsewhere, because y'all's point is brilliant. Yeah. If y'all Dak Prescott, I want to get paid for what I've done. Shady, I'll bring up this name. We talked about it off camera one time. Lorenzo Alexander, defensive end. He had 13 and a half sacks with the Bills. Yeah. I was like, yo, he about to get paid. Got $6 million. Because they were like, what you're going to do, second team All-Pro, like Dak, second team All-Pro, what you're going to do isn't as good as what you've done. So other quarterbacks, other pass rushers, 13 and a half sacks, they get $40 million. He got 6.
Yeah, but
he's a pass rusher.
But how many years? Because Renzo lived down the street from me, so
of course.
I'm a dog.
Yeah,
but
how many years? Wasn't a dog.
He was a special teamer a lot too. So
yes,
it's been 8 years of consistent quarterback play.
But it's also the quarterback. I don't disagree. I think the Cowboys probably will offer him less than market value and make him choose either take this deal or hit free agency. And if I'm Dak, I'm going to bet on myself, old Kirk Cousins style, and hit free agency and get this money. Yeah. As he probably should. Obviously, it's a risk. You could get injured. But, Kirk just got paid. They're talking about the Jets in the Super Bowl with a 40-year-old guy coming off an Achilles injury as well. So you have a bright future ahead of you. He's not that old. But this is a risk. We can't talk about this with the Cowboys like this is not a risk. It is a risk.
For the Cowboys, you're saying?
Yeah.
And for Dak, you would suggest.
I mean, but you said
it's way more of a risk for the Cowboys than it is for Dak. Dak is going to get paid.
Yeah, it's free agency. I mean, everybody gets paid there.
Dak is going to get paid. It's way more of a risk for the Cowboys.
Going there, though, is now I don't know who I'm playing for. You get what I'm saying? I've been now. You think it's luxury for the Cowboys to have him, but same thing for Dak. It's now I go from having a really good team, a really good roster, 9 All-Pros and all that type of stuff, and I know Jerry Jones is going to bring talent in here. So I might go to the Titans.
Yeah. Sure, but what I'm saying is that is absolutely true, Shady. Well, that's true. Okay. But what is not a risk is Dak is going to get paid. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.